Hi, today we're going to talk about creating a masterclass. Masterclasses allow you to create content in one Haiku class and then serve it out to multiple rosters of students. Elementary teachers teaching combo classes or language classes that have multiple rosters of students throughout the day but are giving them the same content will find this useful because they won't have to copy blocks individually from one class to another. Secondary students teaching multiple sections of the same subject will find it just as useful because, again, you don't have to copy the blocks one at a time. As you can see in this class, I have lots of content already created. It'd be very time-consuming for me to copy each of these blocks from this class into all of the other sections that I'm teaching. Instead, a masterclass will allow me to create a brand new class with all of my content one time and then serve that out to multiple sections. To create a masterclass, I'm simply going to click Home here, go to My Classes, and select New Class. You're going to create a new class as you normally would. I'll call this one Master. And use the settings as I normally would for any of my classes. Click Next, and finish up. I don't want to use a template in this case. As you can see, I'm served now with a blank class where I can add all of my content. In order to make this a master class, I simply need to click right up here at Manage Class and Edit Roster. I need to create a section for each of the rosters that I'm going to be teaching, and I do that by creating sections right here. When I clicked Create Sections, it automatically created two sections, Section A and Section B. I can edit the names of these sections by clicking the blue Edit link right here. I'll call this one Period 1, and I'll change Section B here to read Period 2. That way I know one is for Period 1's roster, the other is for Period 2's roster. If I wanted to add additional sections, I could do that right here. The next step is to actually import your rosters and link them to these sections. You'll do that by clicking on the Period 1 section here and click Import Students. From here, you'll see a list of the classes available to you. If you have a long list of classes, such as every section taught at your school, you can check Only List My Classes here, and it will narrow the list down to the ones only you are teaching. Let's say I want to link that first period class to this roster here for the Sandbox course. I'm going to select that course and click Import. I'll then be asked if I want to link that section or do a one-time import. If I do a one-time import, those students will not be updated as Q is updated. The students currently enrolled will stay there until I remove them manually. If I leave it on linked, then it will follow the updates that happen in Q. I'll choose linked. As you can see here, it is letting me know that one student was imported, so I can click Import Students to finish that up. If successful, it will list all the students that were imported. In this case, there was only one that was imported to that section. I can now click on Manage Sections and select the next section that I was working on. And again, click Import Students to link this section to another roster. Here, again, I can click Only List My Classes and search. I can now import this Digital Gateway Intro Series roster to that section by clicking Import. Again, I want to link the roster so that as students are updated in Q, it will be updated in this class as well. As you can see, many more students were added in this case, and I will import them now. Again, I can verify that students were added by looking here. I can now close this box. This is now a master class. Any content that I add here will automatically be sent out to both of those sections that I created, that period 1 section and that period 2 section. When adding a new content block in this master class now, I have the option of selecting which sections will be able to view. If I add a page called mammals that I want only my first period students to be able to view, when I'm adding the page, I can uncheck Create Page for all sections and select only period 1. If you had multiple sections here, you could select all of the sections that you do want to be able to view that page. If I click Save, that page is now created, but it will only be viewable by students in my period 1 roster. By default, the content will automatically be available to all sections unless you change that.